Hello and welcome everyone. My name is Eman Salim and you're watching Alum Time. Today we have with us a very special alum who's joining us from halfway across the world. And guess what? He's from my home country, Pakistan. He is currently the Minister of Planning, National Reforms and Development of Pakistan and has a long and accomplished career in politics. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome Mr. Ahsan Iqbal. Thank you so much for joining me. So students enter Penn with different goals and aspirations, Mr. Iqbal, like as to what they want to do in the future. You studied engineering, business, and translated that into a very successful political career. I'm wondering how you thread that background together. Did you always want to join politics, and how did your Wharton MBA influence that?
Yeah, well, my decision to enter politics started much before I entered Wharton. When I was at Engineering University, Lahore in Pakistan, I got elected as president of the Students' Union. And in that elected position, we were able to do many transformational projects for the good of the students. And also we were dealing at higher level with the officials in the government on student and youth matters. So that exposure to public policy and the ability to contribute through public office really gave me an inspiration. And when I was applying for my admission into Wharton, I remember one of the questions was that if you are given admission, where do you see yourself in 10 years? So I remember that I had written something like this, that I would like to serve my country through a public office. So therefore, as soon as I graduated in 1986, I went back to Pakistan and started my career, professional as well as political career. It was tough, but then in 7 years, I was elected member of the National Assembly. So I think there are many opportunities for people who set their dreams and goals, and then they work hard enough. Well, certainly I got my dream in 7 years, which I set for 10 years, but this would not have been possible if I had not worked extra hard. And there were many sacrifices one had to give. Certainly I gave up a lot on the financial gains which I could make if I had stayed here and built a career in a Fortune 500 company or Wall Street firm. But I think it is very fulfilling. It gives you great satisfaction that one is able to make a difference in one's own country.
So exactly going off of what you just said, many international students at Penn feel that they have to sort of stay in the US or abroad to pursue all the work opportunities, just like you mentioned. So what drew you personally to return to Pakistan? Was it that patriotism? Like, what was it?
Well, one always felt that there was a certain gap in the quality of political leadership we have in the country. And because I had interest in politics, so I thought that one should first get best education. And also there was a motivation to refine my leadership experience, which I had earned as a student leader, and combine it with theory and body of knowledge in leadership and management, and then use it for development of my country. So there was this feeling to go back and bring a difference in the lives of our people. Because not everyone is so fortunate and privileged to study at a leading business school and at a good university. So I think it was that sense of duty to my country, and also the mission or a sense of giving back, paying back to my country. And I think I feel very happy and satisfied. In the career I have had in Pakistan, I've been able to initiate many projects and many initiatives which have a transformational impact for our people.
Absolutely. So I can definitely attest to that, being from the same country. You've had a very successful career in politics, like we all know, from being the Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission, Education Minister, and now the Deputy Secretary General of the Muslim League and the Minister of Planning and Development. What do you believe are the most important qualities to be a successful politician? Is a successful politician born or can be made?
I think it is the same thing which goes for leadership. Many people believe that leaders are born leaders, and some believe that leadership can be acquired. And I also believe that leadership or politician is basically a certain skill set. And if you are able to polish those skills, you can be a successful politician. I think any successful profession, first of all, is that you must have great passion. Politics requires a lot of passion because
Absolutely.
it is at times a very thankless job. You find it very difficult to meet everyone's expectations, but it is your sense of mission and passion that keeps you going. So you must have a strong passion, otherwise you cannot go too far. Secondly, it is your ability to connect with people. I think to serve them. And you do not command people in politics. People follow you voluntarily.
Absolutely.
And they will only follow you voluntarily if they feel that you are genuinely well-meaning for them, you mean to serve them. So how do you connect with people and how do you serve them? And that will earn you respect and trust. So a political leader, I don't think, can go too far unless he or she earns trust and respect of the people whom he or she seeks to serve. The other very important, I think, element for a politician in today's world is that politics has become very demanding. And you have to have the ability to deliver what you promise. And if you only make speeches, you cannot keep people with you for too long. So you must have a very strong sense of delivery. And that is where my education at Wharton has helped me a great deal, that using my education, I can do things which bring results and which earn me greater support from my people to do more.
So what advice, Mr. Iqbal, would you give to your college self when you were here as a student doing your MBA? Something, any resource at Penn that you thought that you would want to make more use of?
Well, I think Penn is a very wonderful place. It has all the resources one would dream of acquiring or using to grow himself or herself. My time at Penn was very challenging. I had not come from a very privileged family. And my father had died. I was eldest in my family. I did not want to put a lot of burden on my family also for my studies. So I was working almost 20 hours a week
Oh my God,
in
seriously?
the library. I had 1 to 2 teaching assistantships every semester and then full course load. So that was a very challenging
Hectic.
time, very hectic. So that sort of, kept me away from many other advantages which Penn had. For example, I always now miss, probably I could have done a lot more on the social side. I could have given time to pursue some other interests, but I was very busy. But still, I had a wonderful time. I got elected president of the Muslim Students Association, which had membership from over 35 countries.
Oh, wow.
So, managing and leading a very diverse group from 35 countries was really very exciting. And another very important milestone we achieved during that time was that in 1986, the year I was graduating, we requested university that on the commencement ceremony, there used to be readings from Bible and Old Testament. So we approached university that there is a large number of students who are Muslims, and they must also be given a sense of participation.
Absolutely.
And the commencement ceremony would look a lot more inclusive if there is also a Muslim representation. So I got the opportunity for the first time to make a reading from Quran along with the Bible and the Old Testament. I think that was really a very fascinating experience that one contributed to the diversity and also inclusiveness.
Yeah, because
and we were able to also promote a lot of communication for interfaith harmony at campus, and we used to regularly engage with other groups. And I think that is needed actually a lot more today.
Absolutely.
In our
Completely
world
agree with
when there are these different voices which want to create hatred among people. I think today's world needs cooperation and collaboration between civilizations instead of clash of civilizations, because the whole world has become so integrated. If there is instability or conflict in one part of the world, it affects everyone. So you cannot have today islands of peace and conflict, islands of prosperity and poverty, islands of disease and health. We all have to work together to make this planet a better place, a place of peace, prosperity and well-being.
We have with us Varun today. He is the co-founder of the Government and Politics Association at Penn, which is the largest political organization on campus. Welcome to the show, Varun. Please go ahead.
Hey, Jamin. Mr. Iqbal, I wanted to ask you more about your experiences in student government when you were at UET Lahore. You were president of the student union, and I was wondering if you could reflect on those experiences and maybe give some of us here some advice on those who may be interested in pursuing public service and what you can offer from your experiences in student government.
I think my experiences in student government or student politics have shaped me a great deal. And most of my success as a politician I owe to my earlier experiences, which I had as a student leader. Because that gives you at a very early age an opportunity to deal with people, to meet people's expectations, and to also perform. It also gives you a great ability to develop the collaborative approach, how you can bring different diverse groups together, how can you bring them on a common agenda. This is what actually you do later on if you come to politics, because society is not comprised of one single group. You are actually balancing different interest groups and trying to converge them on a common platform. And the training you get as a student leader to do that, I think, proves to be very valuable. And it has helped me a great deal in my career.
Great. Thank you so much, Varun, for joining us today. And thank you so much, Mr. Iqbal, for taking our time and enlightening all of us with your experiences.
Thank you very much. I think it's always a pleasure. Penn is a great place. I still cherish my experience at Wharton. And I think what I'm doing today for my country would not have been possible without the education and experience I got at Wharton. My strategy courses, management courses, finance courses, human behavior courses, which I learned as part of my MBA, they've all helped me to greatly meet the challenges in my country, and particularly the vision I have given for my country with the help of all stakeholders. And I've led this initiative to put Pakistan in the top 25 economies, the economic plans I'm making. I think the Wharton experience has greatly enriched my work. And without this experience, I would not be able to do as much for my country.
So glad to hear that. Thank you so much once again for being on the show. That's all the time we have on Alum Time. Take care. See you next time.